Well, IOL Chemicals, that's the stock in focus. Remember, they reported a rather good set of numbers in the third quarter. In addition to that, the promoter as well has issued warrants to themselves. To understand what's going on out there and what's the outlook, particularly with regard to Ibuprofen prices, we're joined by Mr. Vijay Garg, the joint MD of the company. Hi, Mr. Garg. Congratulations, sir, first of all, on reporting a rather good set of numbers. Well, I remember the last time you joined us, you said you're expecting to do a net profit of around 130 crores for the year. In the first 9 months itself, if I look at your numbers, well, you've already achieved that level. So that's rather good news. I think 135 crores is what you have done. So congratulations on that front. But let's talk about Ibuprofen prices, because they have been commoditized for the last few years. Suddenly it was in shortage, and that's why we did see these numbers come about. So give us a sense of it. Is there still a shortage in terms of Ibuprofen globally? That BASF plant that was shut down in Texas, has that restarted? And also give us a sense in terms of Ibuprofen prices. Currently, what are they in comparison to the highs of last year? Go ahead, sir.
Ibuprofen is still in short supply globally because there is no news in the market, official news for BASF Texas plant being started. And also the shortage is continuing in China as well. Okay. So overall, the market is in short supply. So prices, if I see the prices if I compare it with the Q3 financial year 19, so there is an increase of 40% in the prices. In India, it was in the range of 750. Now it's in the range of 1,050. And the same is happening in the global market. Global market, last year we were selling in the range of $12. Today we are selling in the range of $16.
Right.
So overall market is in short supply.
So you're talking about these numbers and you're giving us the numbers, I think, on a year-on-year basis. We wanted to understand today what are the prices in comparison to quarter three, to this $16 and this 1,050.
It's a 40% increase.
It's still holding at these levels, or has it corrected from the top?
In current market, you can say for the spot, yes, prices has gone up to $20, $22. But overall prices are in the range of $16 to $17, and it's a top up. The number are at the top now.
Mr. Garg, so if I look at your top line growth of 80%, you would say 40% is on account of higher pricing and the other 40% is on account of volumes?
Yeah, it's in the account of volume. No, if you see the 40%, it doesn't mean that the entire number will come. The top line comprises of chemical and pharma business. So 40% increase is in pharma only. In the chemical, it's a stable market, but the major turnover is coming from the increase in the production levels.
How much have your production levels gone up by, and what is the kind of growth that you're forecasting for FY20, assuming that Ibuprofen short supply continues?
The growth in total numbers, if you see, we were at 1,000 crore, and this year we will be doing around 1,750 if I consider the same numbers for the fourth quarter. So we will be growing at the rate of, you can say, 70% this year. So our Ibuprofen capacity utilization is presently at 100%. We are running our plant, whereas our chemical plant is running at 80% capacity utilization. As far as financial year 20 is concerned, so we expect minimum growth of 30%, and it will be in the range of 22 to 2,300 CR for the financial year 20.
What are you baking in this 2,200 crores, Mr. Garg? You're baking in that prices will remain at current levels, right? So if prices correct, then this will not hold.
No, it will hold, because what we are baking is like we have launched 4 new products.
Okay.
So this year, if you will analyze the...
So whatever happens, so Mr. Garg, whatever happens, you're saying you'll do in excess of that 21 to 2,200 crores is what you'll do next year?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, your chemicals business you were talking about, I think ethyl acetate, right? That's the major chemical out there. You're broken into the green, into the black in terms of margins on the chemicals business. It can sustain at these levels. Is there a risk out there?
No, there is no risk because of our capacity utilization. So it will be in the positive. It will be in green only. Yeah, and plus we have 20% margin to grow in ethyl acetate, which is a growing molecule as a green solvent. It's growing in India as well as in the export market.
Mr. Garg, by how much has your debt come down by, and what is the current level of debt, and is there scope to reduce it further?
Yeah, present debt level, if you see, total debt is 528 crores, out of which long-term debt is 242. And working capital is 285. So working capital fund based is my 85 crore is fund based, and 200 crore is non-fund based. Okay. So debt reduction will be around 36 crores next year. So this year it has come down by around 30 crores.
30 crores.
Or it will come. Yeah.
So it will come down to around 500 crores from around 530 crores currently. In the next year.
Yes.
Okay. Very quickly, the promoters are increasing stake, right? You have issued some warrants to yourselves.
Yeah, 25 lakh warrant.
At a price of 200 rupees.
205.
205. So that will be what, around 50 crores?
Yeah, around 50 crore will come in.
50 crores. So you will be increasing your stake by around 4.5%. What will this money be used for, this 50 crores? Will you use it to pay off the debt, or do you have some capacity expansion in mind?
No, we have lined up the capacity expansions. We have given an announcement wherein we will be doing a capex of 200 crores in coming 2 to 3 years. So this entire money will go in the capex. So we have lined up 2 plants in next year, so wherein we'll be manufacturing new products like pantoprazole, deoxycholic acid, and increasing the metformin capacities.
Mr. Garg, we leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in. So IOL Chemicals higher by close to about 7%. Ibuprofen still in a short supply. The company is targeting 1750 crore of revenues in FY19. For FY20, it will be a minimum growth of close to about 30%. And that they're not assuming that Ibuprofen will continue to see the kind of stellar growth that we saw. So at least a 30% growth. That's IOL for you.